Hello and welcome to some more, definitely not advent calendar content here on our micro server in a little Christmassy area, which don't think about it too much, right? This is not an advent calendar, we're still in the Christmassy area. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything at all. Today is December 6th, which means that yesterday was Krampus Day, but today it's St. Nicholas Day, which I don't think that's really a thing outside of Central Europe, because, well, I guess, I don't really know. Again, I should have probably looked these things up instead of just winging it, but that's not really my style. So I'm just gonna explain things I don't really maybe fully know everything about. Sound right? That sounds right to me. So, Saint Nicholas was a bishop in Myra, which is in modern day Turkey on the south coast, I believe. And I think there were it was Greek settlements there, so there were Greek people living in what is today the south coast of Turkey, and so there were Christians, and he was a bishop there. So he's a historic figure and a saint. So probably, yeah. I don't know what exactly you have to do to become a saint. I think you have to do some miracle stuff. But he was also just a charitable person, and you know, he gave stuff to kids and things so like that. And then and his day is December 6th, and in our tradition, like Christmas in Austria, and I guess not just in Austria. Again, it's not easy for me because I didn't look it up to tell you where exactly. I'm gonna say Austria and the neighboring countries. There's no Santa Claus. That's not something like we don't get our presents from Santa Claus on at Christmas. The gifts come from what we call the Christkind, which translates to Christ child. So basically, the the baby Jesus gives us the gifts on December 24th for the most part. And so we have room for St. Nicholas to be celebrated on December 6th, which probably doesn't make a lot of sense to have a separate St. Nicholas thing if you already have, Santa Claus, which essentially is just St. Nicholas, just kind of, I don't know, slightly changed. And then that's the American, or not just American, I guess the English and Northern European kind of tradition. And so that's why I don't think St. Nicholas Day is really a thing in the US, for example, because it just doesn't make sense to have the same guy twice, or celebrate the same person twice or something. I don't know. Let me know. Maybe there's always it's also always hard to just speak for the US in general, because there's also lots of local differences depending on who settled there. So I'm gonna guess that in places where there are lots of people with German roots, maybe there is a St. Nicholas Day there. Maybe that it's not like in the Midwest or whatever. Or yeah, I don't know. Where did the Germans settle? Midwest mostly, right? And Pennsylvania? Is Pennsylvania too? I don't know. I don't know enough. I don't know enough. But so maybe some of you are aware of St. Nicholas and not just Santa Claus and all of that stuff. But there's also a lot of similarity, like the stocking thing. That's something that here we do with St. Nicholas. So you get a stocking, or maybe even your shoe stuffed with stuff. And it's not like you get like the same kinds of gifts you would get for Christmas. It's more like usually it's like peanuts, oranges, or maybe not oranges. What's the translation? I don't think I can just translate it. I don't think I can just say the word tangerine. That's it. Mandarin in German and tangerine in English. I was sure it wasn't just Mandarin because that's just Chinese, but I couldn't come up with the right one. Tangerines, peanuts, chocolate, that kind of stuff is usually what you get as a kid on St. Nicholas Day. And then there's also usually, at least in like schools and in kindergarten and stuff like that, you get someone dressed up as St. Nicholas, like the bishop's head and the staff, and he tells you, all about about giving and sharing with the the poor and whatever. There's a good message there, It's not just about getting stuff. So that's today. That is today. And it also kind of highlights another difference between Austrian, or not just specifically Austrian, but Central European Christmas tradition and the more English American Santa Claus kind of thing. Because also, St. Nicholas doesn't look like Santa Claus. Santa Claus is like the red thing. I don't know. I think that all came from that poem, right? The Night Before Christmas. I think that's where all that, the description, how he dresses and what he looks like, where all that kind of comes from. Maybe I think I heard that. Maybe it was like a folklore thing beforehand, and then the poem just made it like it's the first like written account or whatever. I don't know. The Christmas tree looks really nice from down here, I have to say. It's very bright and golden. The shame about recording these videos here on the server is that it's obviously in survivor mode, not peaceful or anything like that. And it looks really good at night, but you always have mobs at night. So there's always the downside of that. But everything just looks so much better at night because of the lighting. The tree and the shooting star, and even the candy canes and all of that, it just looks so much better at night. It's not even close. But yeah, so we don't just have the punishing demon thing that hits you if you've been naughty. We also have Saint Nicholas, and that's also more. The Krampus is not really a religious thing. It's just like a as I said, some old pagan stuff kind of wrapped up into the whole Saint Nicholas thing, and so you usually see them together now. Even though they have separate days officially, the 5th and the 6th, it's just that they show up together. Because the thing is, like, you have stuff on the weekend before and maybe on the weekend after, because it's not like today is what's today, Thursday? It is Thursday, yeah. So it's not the best day to have like any events like that. So you're gonna have stuff on the weekend before and after, and they'll just have both on the same day. But obviously they're not really they're not tied together by anything. The bishop, Saint Nicholas, he was a real person. Krampus, probably not a real person. And then also kind of very different messages. If you're naughty, you get hit by sticks, or share stuff and give stuff to those less fortunate than you. Kind of very, very different messages in a way. But yeah, that's about that for St. Nicholas Day and Krampus and all that. Give you some more insight into my kind of Christmas stuff. I don't know. I always feel like I should prepare for this stuff, but then I don't want to just give you the bullet points from the wiki article, right? I just want to give you my perspective. That's why I never want to read anything before I record about anything, because I don't want to sound like I'm just, rehashing something I just read, because there's no value in that. On the other hand, the accuracy of the information is not maybe as guaranteed as it would be if I were to read beforehand. But I don't care. This is not a scientific channel at all. If you're interested at all in Saint Nicholas or Krampus or anything else I mentioned, you could just Google it and come up with some better sources maybe, and maybe find out some more details that I left out or forgot about or whatever. This should not be a grass block. but I don't really have. Oh yeah, I also have my Santa hat on now, just in time for Saint Nicholas, which yeah, as I said, doesn't really make sense because that's not. It's a bishop hat, not a Santa hat. And also my trident actually kind of looks like a staff, so there we go. Very, very fitting. So yeah, another day, another weird short video with me talking about things. I think I did a better job today than I did yesterday. I don't know, my brain was fried yesterday for some reason. I had a really hard time focusing on what I was about to say. But I think today was pretty decent. I think it was pretty coherent for once, so that's nice. That's very nice indeed. And yeah, I mean, I still want to do some more stuff. I also might branch out. I might not just record around this area for 18 more times. I might just do some other things. Maybe I'll put a few vlogs in there if I actually go someplace. Just it's not very wintry here yet. It did snow a couple of weeks ago, but not like it's just a little snow, a little dusting of snow. It didn't really cover the ground or anything. So it's kind of cold again now. I think at least I'm cold. I'm not sure if it's objectively cold. But the start of the week was actually really warm again. It's weird. We're going from like below zero, below freezing, in Celsius, of course, not Fahrenheit. And now it was like 13 again, I think, which is crazy warm for, early December. I am, wait, how does that work again? Times 5 divided by 9 plus 32? Is that how you do it? Or times 9 divided by 5, that makes more sense, maybe. So what would that be? 13, that's 90. 117 divided by 5 is 20, let's say 24. So that would be 56 Fahrenheit. Is that right? Did I do that right? I'm never sure if I'm doing that right or not. Let's just ask Google. 13C in F. 55.4. Yeah, I did it basically right because I rounded my divided by 5. So we were basically at in the 30s Fahrenheit and then went up to 54 again. But now we're down, I don't know. What did I say? Did I say what it was right now? According to my phone, 3 degrees. So 3 by 9 is 27 divided by 5 is 5 point something, 4. So that's 37 and a half or something like that Fahrenheit. So kind of cold again. Not like super cold, but not in the 50s anymore, which is really warm. And then yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything, but that's kind of also nice about this series. What I do know is that since it is St. Nicholas Day, and St. Nicholas is all about giving stuff, and I can't really give you all peanuts and tangerines and chocolate, because that would be logistically a nightmare, and also way too expensive. Shipping alone would be immense. So instead I'm giving away another game, and this one is TIS 100. Again, I would ask you to first maybe look up the game to see if you would be interested in actually playing the game. And then if you say, it's not really for me. It's a very hard puzzle game. It's coding based. It's basically like a shell thing where you just code, and you basically code like a weird assembly language. I haven't actually played it myself yet, but I do have it. And this key was provided by Life of Chrome. Thanks, Chrome. So another request. Last time I asked for a comment by whoever redeemed the game, and I didn't get a comment, and I'm upset. I'm not really upset, but it's still kind of weird to me. Anyway, this time I'm asking not only for a comment, but I'm asking that you say thanks to Chrome, because he also set the time tonight here. I cheated, because it was night when I started recording. I think I already showed you that by opening chat before, maybe. What you'll do is, if you redeem the game and you have it in your Steam library, you go on Twitter, if you have Twitter at least, and you tweet at life_of_Chrome, and you say thanks for the game, because he was nice enough to provide that key for today. I think he has actually played a little bit of that. I haven't. The Zachtronic games are just like this huge undertaking always, so I've not really looked at it yet. But without further ado, here's the key. I hope I typed it in right, because you can't copy paste on signs. But I think I did. Let me tower check. P4NI6 WKBGG 2IOEH. Yeah, seems right to me. So that's the key for the day. It's for TIS 100. I'm sure it's a good game. It's a very hard game. It's a coding-based game. And yeah, that's that. Will I give away more things? Probably. But when? I won't tell. I'll probably save one for the very end, but it depends on how many keys I can come up with. I have to actually look again. Because my Humber thing, there's a lot of other keys, like non-Steam keys, that I can't really give away. Or don't want to give away, basically. And then I have 2 games in my Steam library still that I can give away. One is Don't Starve, and one is Human Resource Machine. And I might also give away those, but those I can't just post. I'll have to come up with something else, so I don't know. And again, yeah, this is not a lottery, this is not a giveaway. I just accidentally typed out the key on the sign. There you go. And there's no skill involved, there's no luck involved, it's just first come, first serve, which I think that should definitely cover all my bases here. There's no, I'm not doing anything illegal. This is not, I don't know. Whatever, I think it's fine. And even if it's not, I don't think anyone's gonna care. So that's that. 17 minutes. Wow, that didn't that didn't feel that long. Anyway, that's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow. Probably. I mean, you never know, right? I don't know, you don't know, no one knows. But most likely I'll see you tomorrow. Here's the key again, look at it. And then that's that. Bye-bye.